Good morning student. In this video we will see next point, testing strategy. In previous video we have already seen testing strategy for convolutional software. So now in this video we will see testing strategy for object oriented software. So object oriented software means object is nothing but instance of class is nothing but collection of objects. So object oriented programming is totally related with classes, then object, data, methods or functions. All these factors are related with object oriented programming. So suppose what is a testing strategy for object oriented software means, suppose consider I have two models. Okay, suppose for example consider I have two models. First model is related with my personal detail. Suppose there are two modules. First one is personal details and second module is related to my salary details. Okay, consider these two modules. First one is my personal detail and second one is my salary details. Suppose I want to change some information or some line of code in any of module. Suppose I want to change some information or single line of code in my personal details module, so it will affect on other module. Other modules means second my salary details module, and it is called as a object oriented software testing. Means suppose I want to change single line of code or I want to change some information in any one of this module, so it will directly affect on the second module. This is called as a object oriented programming or object oriented software. So object oriented software is again categorized into two parts: class based unit testing and second one is class based integration testing. Okay, class based unit testing and second one is class based integration testing. So now what is class based unit testing? So class based unit testing means, suppose consider one class student or faculty. Okay, consider student as a class or faculty as a class in class based unit testing. So perform testing on that individual class is nothing but class based unit testing. So suppose in student class, student name, then student roll number, then student registration, student marks or student common number of marks. Means you can test one information at one time. It's called as a class based unit testing. Suppose a student is a class and in this class student name is attribute, means student name is one single part, then student roll number, student registration, student common number of marks. If you want to perform this single part of a particular class, such testing is performed called as a class based unit testing. Okay, means you can test one information one time. So second one is class based integration testing. And class based integration testing is again categorized into three parts. Okay, class based integration means combine or combine together. So in class based integration testing is again divided into three parts. First one is input base. integration. Input based integration testing. Second one is use based integration testing, and third one is cluster base. Cluster base is also called as collaborate base. Collaborate means grouping together, and cluster is nothing but grouping. So class based integration testing. Integration means multiple components combined together and perform testing. So class based integration testing is categorized into input based integration, use based integration, and cluster based integration. So input based integration means, suppose there is a one class student, input is, suppose for example, work. Okay, again faculty is a class, input is work. Again employee is a class, input is work. Means you have to perform testing using input. By checking input is called as a input based integration. Means you can combine, you can set multiple inputs together and then perform testing. Then use based integration testing. Use based integration testing means totally related to use case scenario. Use case scenario means, for example, our use case diagram. Use case diagram means collaboration between actor and system, right? What is use case? It is a collaboration between actor and system. So use case integration testing means it is a integration between actors and system or use cases. And third one is cluster based integration testing. Cluster based is also called as collaborate. Cluster based integration testing means grouping together, means group multiple class together and then perform testing. It's called as a cluster based or collaborate based integration testing. Next point is test strategy for web application. This is very important point. Test strategy for web application. Suppose web application having multiple testing strategy. First one is usability. Functional, then database, then security, then performance, then component. These are the testing strategy related to web application, but from these four are important. First one is usability testing, second one is functional testing, third one is database testing, and last one is performance testing. These four are most important test strategy for web application. First one is in performance testing. It is the end level of testing, means performance testing perform at the last after functional testing. So first one is usability testing. Now what is usability testing? Usability testing means you can test or check user friendliness of the system. What is usability testing? Usability testing means you can test or check user friendliness of the system or software. What is the role of usability testing? You can test user friendliness of the system or software. So again, for testing usability testing, To test friendliness, again two criteria, general criteria and test case scenario. So in general criteria, we have to check system navigation. Okay, then second, alignment of elements. Okay, so usability testing means you can test or you can check user friendliness of the software. So to check the user friendliness of the software, there are two criteria, general criteria and test criteria. In general criteria means you have to test system navigation, means location. Then check alignment of elements. Alignment of elements means elements is nothing but general terms. For example, suppose object, then edit box, check box, image box, then field. These are the general terms, means element. You have to check alignment of that element. And then third one is tooltips. Tooltips means system guidance. Okay, guidance message. Then confirmation message. These are the general terms, general scenario to check user friendliness in usability testing. And important test scenario. Okay, this is the general terms, general scenario. You have to check system navigation, alignment of element, tooltip messages, confirmation message, etc. And test scenario means all web related to web application. So in usability testing related to web application, test scenario means all web page content should be correct. Okay, whatever content used in web pages, this content should be correct and error free, or grammatically also error free. Okay, means web page content should be correct without any spell mistake and grammatical error. Okay, so navigation aspect is also simple, so there is no complex navigation. And third one is all fonts should be same as per requirement. These are the test case scenario for usability testing. So usability testing means you have to check user friendliness of that system. In usability testing, two criteria, general criteria and a test scenario. In general criteria, you have to check system navigation, alignment of elements, means edit box, checkbox, image box, field, etc., tooltip, and confirmation of messages. And in test case scenario, check web content, means all web pages in an application, means web content should be correct without any spelling mistake and without any grammatical errors. And navigation aspect is also simple, no complex navigation. All fonts should be required, all fonts should be same as per requirement. This is usability testing. Second one is functional testing. What is functional testing? Functional testing verify that each function of the software application operate in conformance with the requirement specification. What is the role of functional testing? Functional testing check or verify all the software applications are work as per requirement specification or not, means all the function of softwares are properly work as per requirement specification or not. This is checked by, this is verified by functional testing. All the functions of software are properly work as per requirement specification or not. This is called as a functional testing. So test scenario for functional testing means check the URL. Check the URL. URL means Uniform Resource Locator. So check the URL of admin. Who perform function in software? Obviously admin. So check the URL of the admin and check user connectivity means user interfaces. Okay, again check elements in every page means functional testing. Then check all the forms, check all the elements, check all the other functionalities means check all the functions of software properly in functional testing. Functional testing means as per your specified requirement your software is properly working or not. This has to be checked by functional testing. So obviously all the functions of software you have to check these functions are properly work or not. Suppose first function is check the URL of admin, then check field or elements in every page, check all forms in every page, check all object fields elements in every form, check order of functionalities, etc. So third type is database testing. Database testing means database is used for storage purpose. So database testing is a subset of functional testing. What is database testing? Database testing is a subset of functional testing in which what is the role of database testing? In which we have to test data means information, data validation. Whatever information stored in database you have to check that information is valid or not. So data validation. Second one is data manipulation. Manipulation means you add, update, delete, etc. Means you have to check if new data is added to the database or any data update from the database, any old data update by new data or any data delete from the database. You have to verify using data manipulation. Then data integrity. Integrity means combined together, multiplied together. Then data comparison, etc. These are totally related with database testing. Database used for storing information. So it is a subset of functional testing in which we have to perform data validation. Whatever data stored in database have to check as per this particular data is valid or not. Then if any new data is added or any old data is updated from new data or any data deleted from the database, you have to check using data manipulation. Data integrity means multiple data combined together, and data comparison. So what is the test scenario for database testing? Check if correct data is stored in the database or not. Again verify the triggers. Then maintain the record after any updation or any manipulation. Last one is performance testing. This is the last phase or end of testing. Performance testing is also called as a end level testing. Means performance testing is performed by after functional testing only. So performance testing is conducted to verify a system or component with specified performance requirement. Means performance testing means you can check the performance of system as per verified requirement. Okay. Then this is scenario means performance. You have to check performance means you have to check scalability, stability of the system. Then check the performance, scalability, stability of an application. Then check the application and its infrastructure means environment. So performance factor is totally related with end level of testing, means scalability. You have to check scalability, efficiency, stability, portability, infrastructure means environment. All these factors tested in performance testing. So these are the testing strategy for web application.